Hello friends, let's continue learning Ansible. In this lab exercise, I'm going to make it very short because I have already written some code and I was doing something and by mistake I aborted the recording. So I already have my playbook written here, but I will explain you what I was going to share with you. See, our playbook consists of several tasks. It can have one task or multiple tasks, but we call playbook, right? So think of playbook as a storybook. The physical storybook that you used to have in your school or college. So one storybook can have multiple stories, right? It may have a story on your favorite hero, some historical person. It may have a story on some other personality or maybe some animal, right? That is why we call it a storybook because it has multiple stories. Now you have another storybook which has only one story specific to one personality, animal, anything, right? So think of playbook just like that only. So your playbook can have multiple plays or it can have only one play. Now when we talk about play, we should be looking at this logical division of our entire playbook. For example, you want to start Apache web server, right? And you say that I want here host all. So that means I'm expecting that all the hosts are having Apache server, right? Similarly, in the second play, if I say hosts all, that means again, I'm expecting that all my hosts are having FTP server installed on them and I want to start them. That may be true, that may not be true. Okay, and instead of specifying a second play here, we can just be fine with these four lines. We move them from here to here. Okay, let's remove these things. So now we have only one play and two tasks. Tasks are actions in your stories or plays. The name of the play is there. On what hosts or servers you want to perform those plays, stories, actions, you specify here. Tasks are your actions. So you give a name to your task, a title. So this name is the name of your task or action. However, it is completely optional. This is also optional, but it is helpful to have it there. Let's say we don't mention any particular technical name here that what this playbook is all about. We just give title that this play name is optional but helpful. Okay, that name is present there. So if we remove it, again it is not going to tell us what we are going to do. For this task we have this line here. As I told you, play name and task name is an optional thing. Service, the module we are using, name of the service, state of the service is started. Okay, again second task, see the hierarchy level. At the same level we are here with the second task and same service module we are using here, but this time we are specifying a different um, package or service. Of course we could just use a loop and specify 1, 2, 5, 10, as many services, and just loop through each one of them and start them one by one. Okay, that is another method. But what we are concerned about here is how we design our playbook. Now I put a hash mark here just to say that end of task. I put another hash here just to say end of play or story. Okay. Usually we should be doing this, three dots. Now copy these things, get greater than ftp dash apache dash yml. Okay. Now Ansible dash playbook, we specify this thing first. Let's check for any typos or errors or anything undefined I am using in the playbook. Here is the name of the playbook. I'm using the default inventory file, so I'm not specifying separately here. Otherwise, we could specify -i with the above command and specify the name of the inventory file, whatever inventory file we have. Now, playbook is okay, no problem. Good. Now we execute it. But pay attention, we have used the word hosts all there. That means the playbook is going to touch all the hosts found in the inventory. So it may so happen that not all of them are having VS FTP package or HTTP package. So it is a good idea to be very specific. So what you do, Ansible dash dash list hosts, sorry, all. When I say all, it will just give me that I have 3 hosts defined in my inventory. Now I say web, for example. So only one of them is having my web server. If I say FTP, there is no such thing. Okay, so it may so happen that my web server is also having FTP, but I have not grouped it separately. Let's first do this. Tell it that I'm interested to perform this activity only on my web servers. Let's say what happens now. Web could not be found. Playbook. No, 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 no. It is thinking that I specified 2 playbook name here. And why it is thinking that way? Okay, what if I move it here? I know it is going to fail again. See, because we already have the keyword all in our playbook. Once it is already present, it is not going to uh, require any host group name separately. I can say web here, or if I still want the keyword all to be there, I can say that instead of touching all the hosts, just limit the activity to my web hosts only. Play, no specific name is there, but we mentioned that it is optional and it should be there. Now the default task is gathering facts, as we know. The default task is gathering facts. The gathering facts task was successful. Now this task name is optional, but it is helpful, right? So if we remove this part, we don't know what task we are going to perform, right? Also, we should have a meaningful task name or playbook name so that we know what is gonna happen now, correct? So we don't know what changed here, correct? Something has changed, but we don't know what has been changed. Now another task. Here we have specified the name start FTP server. Now that tells us that something has failed, and what has failed we already know here. The details are shown in here that the VSFTPD package was not found. So that means the FTP server is not configured, so we could not start it. And then play recap. So one thing has failed on this host. So the same host we used. Now we go here and let's suppose this Docker host is having my FTP server. 2 I copied 2 lines and I specified that my FTP server is given below or listed below. Okay, we can have multiple entries. Now I say that limit only to web and FTP hosts, not all the hosts. Gathering facts takes some time, as you know. Now we got two OKs this time. Our FTP host is reachable. For the above task, what task it was, we don't know, right? We still don't know what got changed here. And OK means nothing has got changed. Correct. Or the state is already met. The condition is already met. Can you guess? See, on 101, that host, we already started the Apache server successfully in the previous run of the playbook. So we got an OK there that nothing has changed about this host. For the second host, something has got changed. But by looking at this title, we cannot say what was happening. But as we know from experience now that it has started Apache server on this host also. That means on that host also I have Apache server, right? But no specific title here means we are just making guesses. Making guesses or guess. Whatever. See, task start FTP server. Now FTP failed on both of them. So we didn't mean that FTP action would happen here also. We just meant that it should happen only here. But there is a problem in our playbook. So that is what we are going to understand. And that is why I am giving time here. Okay. So what is the problem in our playbook? Let's identify those areas first. First thing is when we have all there, it is also a problem. We have already specified it at the command line that what all groups of hosts we want to include for the entire play. But the problem is if I say include my web servers, include my FTP servers, include my developer servers, then still all the things are going to happen on all of them. This is a disastrous thing. So remove this part from there and just say that I want to perform actions on web servers first and give a name to your play, that overall play, this play will start FTP and Apache servers. First, we are going to uh, start off with the web servers. We specified for web servers what tasks we want to perform. Let's give a name. Let first start Apache. Service name is there and state that we want is present. Okay. Now we remove this thing from here. Not remove actually. We just add these two lines from there to here and here, right? And here we have placed them. Put a hash mark there, meaning end of play. So the above play is done. This is a comment only, right? Now another play we have started. Give a name to that play. That is start Apache server. Okay. You can be, sorry, we already covered that, right? Start FTP server. Just like that. Start Apache servers. Start Apache Daemon servers. Okay, there can be one server, there can be 50 servers or many servers. The hosts we are interested in are FTP servers. Now, under there we have a separate list of tasks because this is a separate play. Now, start FTP Daemon. End of tasks, end of play. Usually 3 dots we place there at the end of the overall playbook. So you see guys that now we have separated these two plays from one another, and it makes it very easy also to understand that this entire play is all about Apache server. We can have multiple tasks there, right? We can have one more task which deploy your HTML file, or which enable the port for your Apache server, maybe port 80 for port number 443 or any other port, or create some users, download some files, etc. Once those tasks are done, we are going to perform our actions on the FTP servers only. So by separating these two plays, we are ensuring that Apache start action will happen only on those hosts under web group, not under FTP group. As we noticed, this was happening here. FTP was, we were trying to start it on this host also and here also. We don't want that to happen and don't want to waste our system resources and time. Now Control A, see, our updated file is there now. So we perform this syntax check again just to ensure that we don't have any typos or any mistake there. Yes. So it found some problem, could not find expected colon. Okay. After the FTP, after this task thing, we have to specify that colon there. Correct? That is small mistake. We can just use Vim to edit the file. Let's Now let's run it again. Same thing. Now it is okay. See how helpful it is. Rather than wondering after running a playbook, then debugging it, it is better to perform this syntax check thing. Since it is okay now, we can execute the playbook. Start Apache servers. That is our play, right? Meaningful. Now gathering facts. That is the default task for every play, unless we disable it. So gathering facts was successful only on the host 101, which is our web server. Correct? Because in that play, we are going to touch only the web server for any actions or any task. And we have only one server, so it perform the gathering facts on that host only. Now the next task is our first task actually start the Apache daemon, and we got an okay there. That means it is already running. So we can verify. I have this web server. Let's log in there. Systemctl status of httpd active running. We want to stop it. Let's stop. Let's check the status. Now it is stopped. Okay, so in the next run we will see something happening. Okay, so our Apache thing is done. Now next play is start FTP servers. We can have one server, 100 servers. Again gathering facts that default task has been fired on the other host, right? Not on the same host again. So we got an okay there. Good. It is reachable. That means now start FTP daemon. We are performing that action, and we can very well see here that there is a fatal error because the server service is not present, right? VSFTPD, that package is not present, and we have the play recap finally, which is a default summary we get. Now we have at least ensured that we are not unnecessarily performing actions on hosts where we should not be performing those actions, right? We are not starting FTP on the web server. Correct? This time only one server we are touching for the VSFTPD thing. Earlier we were including both the servers, or I should say both the group names, and each group could have multiple servers, right? Now this is clear that VSFTPD is not present. We can go ahead and install it if you want to. Correct? So let's do that. How we install a package? Well, we can write a playbook, but this time I'm going to perform an ad hoc task. That means something very quickly I want to perform. So Ansible perform this task only on FTP servers, the group I am specifying here. Default module is command. I can use additional arguments here, any command such as rpm, yum, etc. Or I can use yum module and specify the package name, which is VSFTPD. And then what I want is state latest, whatever latest version is available, just install it. Okay, missed something. Name, state, latest. Unrecognized. Yes, unrecognized because it is considering this entire string as one thing, and we use colons in the playbooks, but here we use this equal sign. Again, a problem. Uh, the main problem is also this hyphen a, which I just told you, but I forgot to write here. Additional arguments or parameters we specify with the hyphen a option. It's taking time. Why? Because on that host, FTP host, it is fetching the repository data. I don't have the any local repositories, so it is taking some time. Here is my Docker host where I am installing FTP also. I can log in here, switch user to root, for example, rpm-q vsftpd. So as of now, it is not installed, right? That is why we got that error. So Yum is still doing its work. It is fetching when performing first time any such action. It takes time because it is updating all the repositories I have configured. You can see here yum.repos.t. I have these files there, and each file is having multiple repositories. You see docker ce.repo that I configured to set up Docker to download it and install it. Similarly, other repos are present. Now, can I verify? You see, yum command is running. Ansible is doing that, right? With the help of Python. So, let me bring it inside the picture. So, yum command is already performing its action. What is the action? You can see check update because we said latest, so it is checking for updates. If any latest version is available, then install that version. Now check update is gone. We are at the install vsftpd state. In the background you can see it has performed the action, right? Changed. Yellow means it has performed some action and installed vsftpd, right? Very nice. One package has been installed and verified. All done. Now that this thing is done, let's run our playbook. I will clear, scroll back. You know why I do that? Keep doing that. When I clear scroll back, now this scroll bar disappears because there is nothing to that I can scroll up and see. Okay. So previous output is cleared off. Start Apache server, good. Gathering facts, I expect that. Start Apache Daemon, good. Changed, very nice because we stopped the Apache server. Now it is it has been changed. That means the state has changed from stop to running. We can verify that. Let's go here. See, active and running. Scroll up. Now after that, we entered the play. Start FTP servers. Very nice. Gathering facts on the other host. Task is start FTP Daemon. Very good again. State has been changed now because when we install it, we did not start it. Okay. Now it has been started. Play recap. So on this host .24 we got two OKs, one for the gathering facts and one for the start of the service. So looking good. On this host also we got two OKs, one for the service, one for the gathering host. Now everything is looking fine here. We can cross verify. Now there is no yum thing there, right? And also system ctl status active and running. So you see the benefit of having your place, properly outlined, configured or written in your playbook is very helpful. Of course, as I said earlier, we can remove these names if you want to. We can completely ignore these names from our playbook, play name and from the task name. But it is good to have them and we should have them. In fact, we must have them. Anything else that I can mention here? Yes, one thing. Let's run the playbook once again. What happens now? For Apache we got okay, that means it is already running. And for FTP, let's see again, okay, that means it is already running. So nothing has changed. That means no state has changed. So the current states of both the services are meeting our requirements. They both are running, right? We did not stop them. Nothing changed, nothing unreachable, nothing failed, nothing skipped, nothing rescued, nothing ignored. All good. So I think that we are good to say tata to each other now. And before I end this session, let me tell you one thing. It is very likely that I make typos, mistakes, forget some word, right? I can very well edit this video also before presenting it to you, before uploading it to my YouTube channel, right? But I'm not editing it because I want to share with you that how we do our work in real world, right? We are not all perfect. We get perfections only by doing things. So let's get our hands dirty and do the damn things and learn. And when we see errors, warnings, problems, that's a wonderful opportunity to learn how to troubleshoot. Thank you guys. Tata, bye bye, good night.